It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Oh, I would love this. Yeah, they have done this. It's a couple, John and Anne Marie. They actually auctioned off or raffled off, whatever you want to call it, their home a couple of years ago. And they realized we made more money that way than putting our home on the market.
But they gave a big chunk of it to charity.
Oh, yes,
which is
they
huge,
did.
which is really huge.
Yeah.
So they're going to do this again, but this home is where? I can't even pronounce the name of Garfunkel area.
It's in
region?
Italy.
Oh, someplace in Italy.
Tuscan countryside. So Tuscany, I guess. It's kind of a Tuscan villa, which is absolutely gorgeous.
4-bedroom. 4-bath. So every bedroom has a bathroom. How nice is that?
It's large.
And about $500,000 is what it's worth, but they're only doing like $35.
$35. I went on the website because I really would like to enter. I don't know what I would do if I won, because I'm sure there's some taxes and that kind of thing you got to pay.
Well, it's a whole other country.
I know. Well, yeah.
What are you thinking? You're going to move?
No, but I've always wanted to go to Italy. Like, it's my bucket list. I definitely want to go to Italy.
And why not own your own home, huh?
Well, Airbnb the thing and make some money on
it. Yeah. Would you give us a discount?
I would give you an entire week, Rob Dempsey. You and your family.
For free?
For free.
Really? How are you going to earn your $35 back?
Exactly.
Huh?
Get a part-time.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
It was going to be a magical day until his morning crew with Rob and Liz, his radio.
So here's a family, and they're at Disney World. They park their van, believe it or not, in 2 spaces.
Huh?
Yeah,
well,
in
that's
2
rude.
spaces.
That's kind of rude.
And when they came out of the park, they came out with a note on their van. Yeah,
somebody got them.
Somebody got them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's what the note said. Because of your bull-headed, inconsiderate, feeble attempt
Oh, my.
at parking, you've taken enough room for a 20 mule team, 20 elephants, 1 goat, and a safari of other people in the interior part of Africa. And then they call it egotistical and simple-minded. It was a mean note.
Yeah, I mean,
This is just by somebody in the parking lot.
Why would somebody go to that? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a note.
Well,
but
here's the thing. Yeah,
Yes.
they were in a parking space and they took 2 parking spaces. But what I don't think the person knew was that there was a handicapped young man that's confined to a wheelchair. And Disney employees in the parking lot said, please park over here because all the disabled parking spaces are full.
Oh, no.
And they needed room to open up the van and let the wheelchair out with with all the stuff and the ramps and everything they have for the wheelchair.
Wouldn't you think you could look at that van and see it was handicapped accessible?
I don't think so. They didn't.
They just, you know how sometimes you just go 0 to 60 and you're just upset about something? But
I do that. Seriously. If I see somebody who parks like that in a parking lot,
Yeah.
I'm thinking some not so nice
thing.
thoughts about that person, too. Yeah. I'm like, what'd they do? Take so many spots.
Well, I could have parked there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sure.
Exactly. But yet, if you don't know the story.
Well, and maybe pay a little more attention because, I can see where you have those thoughts in your head. I've done that too. But maybe look at the van and say, okay, this is kind of a big van. Obviously, it had to be a big van.
In that case.
Yeah, and see what's going on there.
In that case.
Yeah.
But what about a normal case when it could have been some other person who doesn't have?
Right.
Like my mother-in-law before she passed away.
Yeah.
They had a minivan, but they had to really work hard to get a motorized wheelchair in and out of that thing.
Right.
And they needed some room to actually do that. But it was just a normal minivan.
And so you wouldn't know. My mom has a hard time walking a long way. And so we don't have like a handicap sticker. And so if I have to park, far out, I mean, I might do the same thing, try to get her a little closer or in a better place. But,
That's pretty bad. Yeah. So I'm going to think twice next time I see somebody taking up 2 parking spaces unless it's like a Corvette.
Because they're not getting a wheelchair in a Corvette, most likely.
Probably.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Liz has some kind of information about being chicken and paying for things. I don't understand, but she'll explain. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Okay, if you bought chicken, and I feel like who didn't over the last decade?
Yeah.
If you bought any chicken in the last 10 years, you can actually get a check. Yeah, this came down earlier this week. Here's what happened. They're saying that a couple of companies overcharged for certain types of chicken. And there's a couple of different companies, but there's a lot of companies that are involved. So it's only certain states, both the Carolinas, but not Georgia, are involved in getting
beautiful.
this. I know. And I don't know why.
So how you get your money?
You have to go on a website and you fill out some information and it asks you, did you buy a chicken in the last decade? I think it's
So there's a form to fill out.
Exactly. Since 2009, how much chicken did you buy? How much per month?
How in the world are you going to prove that?
Well, you don't have to. That's the thing.
Oh.
I know. I mean, you don't have to prove it.
But don't lie.
Right, exactly.
So how much money you get back?
They don't say yet.
$2.
Exactly. It could be. I mean, it could be
50 cents probably.
It could be $5. It could be $50. There's no details as far as that goes.
That's probably a good thing because somebody would fudge and say the wrong thing on purpose to get more money.
And it probably...
Sadly.
I know. No one would do that. But it probably depends.
Yes, they would. What do you say nobody would do that?
Well,
So of course people will do
tongue firmly
that.
in cheek. But
I can't do that. I'd feel so convicted.
when you got the check...
Seriously? Yeah.
You know, I should not have gotten $7. I should have gotten $3.
Yeah. Or 75 cents.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
His morning crew with Rob and Liz. His radio, he had a little rumbly in his tumbly.
He did. A rhino at a zoo. Literally, here is a family and some people, and they look behind this, I don't know, this shed or something like that, a building, and they go, wait a minute, the rhino's out loose. It should be in that enclosure. It's way over here. The rhino was hungry, evidently.
That's scary.
Here's what happened. There's deer in the rhino's enclosure. The deer evidently ate all the hay and food, and the rhino had nothing to do. The rhino was fending for itself. It's like, dude, I'm hungry. There's plenty of places in this zoo where I can eat some stuff and then go back home. So he got loose. Nobody was hurt. Pictures were taken. Selfie or two, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then they, brought the rhino back into the enclosure. He has food now. Everything's okay.
It's just like us. You're sitting in the living room. You get a little hankering for a little something. You go to the fridge. You can't find because the teenagers have eaten everything.
So you wander out of the house and go to the neighbor's place, right?
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
I think this ball must have been traveling the velocity of at least 180 miles an hour and then smack in a throwdown. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
I bet it felt that way. So I'm watching, I guess it was the news yesterday morning or this morning where I saw an umpire who's at first base take a ball to the face.
Yeah.
So what happened was it was the Cardinals and the Mets. They were playing third base, takes it, I think it was at third base, takes it, throws it to first, and it just smacks him right in the face.
I guess
He
it wasn't an
drops.
accurate throw. It was supposed to go to the first baseman. But instead, it met the umpire's face.
Right.
Ooh, and it knocked him on the ground.
It did.
And left a mark.
But he stayed in the game. He stayed in the game.
Oh, instead of being pulled out?
Yes. I mean, they checked him out, all that good stuff. But the game got back going after about 10 minutes after they checked him out, made sure nothing was broken. I mean, he has quite a bruise.
Yeah.
I would say even if we saw a picture of him today, he's probably got a black eye. But just watching that happen, like your stomach just drops. I've seen players, my boys play baseball, and I've seen kids get hit, and it's a collective gasp.
Yeah.
But a professional that can throw, like you say, maybe not 187 miles an hour.
Okay,
but
500 miles an hour.
no, maybe in the 80s, 90s, even 100 range.
Yeah, because
Wow.
he's got a mark. It's not here or here. It's right here.
Oh, Tommy boy.
Yeah, little Tommy Boy.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Yeah, let's fatten you up a little bit. How about peanut brittle Reese's and gingerbread Kitkat? That's what's coming out for holiday favorites.
Sounds, one of those sounds pretty good. The peanut brittle Reese's, maybe. I think the Kit Kat thing sounds not so good.
Really?
Not, gingerbread. I'm not a big fan of gingerbread, so
Yeah, neither am I.
Maybe that's it. But yeah, so they're doing Kisses. The Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah.
Are going to have Grinch faces all over them.
They are?
Oh,
How? Those things are so tiny.
No, the foil wrapping.
Oh, the foil is.
Yes.
Okay.
But they have like, what is it? Whoppers, Snowballs.
Wow, Burger King's getting into this?
No, Whoppers, the little milk chocolate. I don't even know how to describe what they are. The chocolate Whoppers.
The chocolate Whoppers.
I don't know.
At Burger King.
Yeah, it's like, what's it called? Malted milk chocolate. Is that what it is? Malt
Sure. I didn't know Burger King did that with their Whoppers.
No, but they're going to be vanilla flavored instead of milk.
The Whoppers
chocolate.
at Burger King?
No, the Whoppers that you get in the little bag. And
What?
they're milk
Well, yeah,
chocolate
of
and they
course
have
you
malt-
put them in a bag because that's how they give it to you at the drive-thru. But what about McDonald's? What are they going to do? I thought we were talking about candy. Now all of a sudden you went to
Chocolate covered Big
burgers.
Mac.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
Okay, so we're talking about hamburgers this morning that have become chocolate because of what Hershey's is doing with their thing
Yeah.
for Christmas and what Kitkat's doing with their things. And then Liz mentions Whoppers.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Not talking about hamburgers.
No, you said Whoppers.
Right. They're covered in chocolate.
The Whoppers at Burger King.
No, not the. No, it's like a candy.
They have candy Whoppers at Burger King.
No, this
No.
is.
Hang on, Eric's here at 800-447-7234. Whoppers at Burger King, right?
No. Hush. Whoppers is a candy. They're little chocolate balls. They come in a cardboard box. They're made for they're malted chocolate balls.
Well, Liz was talking about Burger King.
She was not talking about Burger King. She was talking about Whoppers. That's the name of the candy. They're called Whoppers.
Whoppers are also at Burger King too, right?
Yes. No.
No.
That's a
Then what are
different
they-
type of Whopper.
Yeah, it's a burger. Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking. We're talking about candy, not sandwiches.
Well, she was going to Whoppers at Burger King.
No, she was not.
Eric, I love you. I love you.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
It's funny what sparks a memory. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. We're in the backyard just a couple of days ago, my wife and I, and this plane was flying really low. I mean, really low by us. We're not too far from the airport,
Sure.
but this seemed lower than normal. And I was looking at the plane. All of a sudden, I zipped back when I graduated from the 8th grade. And my grandmother decided, I'm going to take you to Connecticut
Really?
to visit her family in Connecticut. Yeah.
So cool.
It was amazing because I've never been in a plane before until I graduated from the 8th grade, getting ready to go into high school. And then I'm like blown away by looking out the window and seeing all that stuff. That was my first experience ever on a plane.
Were you nervous at the beginning?
No, not at all. I was
that's
looking forward to
good.
it. I wanted to sit by the window and I got the wings from the captain.
Oh, that's very
Yeah.
cool. I was a little older when I took my first trip. Mom and dad had been traveling from the South to Ohio, and somewhere along Knoxville, he had a heart attack.
What?
He had a heart attack.
This is a
And-
horrible memory.
Well, no, wait.
Okay.
And so the company that I was working for at the time knew I needed to get to the hospital quickly, put me on a plane. I'd never been on a plane before. Like, they paid for it, put me on a plane, flew to Knoxville on this little, like, I called it a crop duster because it was just maybe 8 seats, I felt like. But it was funny enough that I sat next to somebody that I knew on that plane. And
that helped you?
He helped me through the whole. He even
Good.
held my hand as we took off.
I can imagine.
Because I was a little nervous about it. Got to see Dad. Dad was fine. It's very mild heart attack. So,
Good.
yeah. But I mean, that was wild to just be thrown into it.
Yeah.
And I love flying. I love it.
Now?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Even the little puddle hopper you're on, huh?
Yeah, those are still a little bit like, but
Because you feel every ounce of turbulence in those things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true. Hey, join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. You can call or text. Here's the number for his morning crew. It's 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz, his morning crew.
What about you, Joe?
So I was about 28 years old when I first stepped into a plane, and I jumped out of it. My wife surprised me with a skydiving trip and my brother and I went skydiving.
First time in a plane for you is go big or go home. Oh, my word. Jump
That's
out of
right.
the thing.
Exactly. Now, I have been flying since then, and I really enjoy it as well. It's very fun.
Carry a parachute, it sounds like, everywhere you go.
Yeah, right.
Rob and Liz,
His morning crew.
Andrew saw that he could win a candy factory, an entire factory in Florida. And the candy factory is owned by David Klein, who owns Jelly Belly. And for whatever reason, David wanted maybe to retire, move on to bigger things or whatever. So he kind of set up what was almost like a Willy Wonka type scavenger hunt type deal. He hid golden necklaces, not golden candy wrappers, but golden necklaces. They kind of look like dog tags all over the country. So Andrew said, you know what? That sounds like something I could get behind. And he started looking through the clues and figuring out where these things were hidden all around. He ended up finding, he's from Colorado, and he ended up finding the winning necklace. And he now owns this candy factory.
So he's going to be making Jelly Bellies?
I guess so. Maybe
Wow.
he sells it. I guess it's totally up to him what he ends up doing. But yeah.
Wonder what
cool.
you're going to do with that, David.
I know, right? I think he found it somewhere in Vermont. Like the winning. I know.
He lives in Colorado.
He went all
and he
over.
scavenged the whole country
I
to
guess
find these
so.
dog tags?
He followed the clues.
Wow.
And the clues were, I'm sure some were cryptic. Some may have been a little more, like, oh, that makes total sense. Let me go do this. But I've done a scavenger hunt. We took our youth group during a holiday Christmas thing outing. And all over downtown, and we were looking for different things.
That seems to be popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our youth group did that once.
Right. And it was different. You had to take a selfie with somebody, and you had to find a certain statue, and it was very cool.
Here's the thing. Our youth leader at that time learned some lessons. That was his first one he did downtown. There's way too many clues. Way too many things to find.
Yeah, and don't
in a
make
3-hour time frame.
Right. And don't make them so difficult that, nobody could ever get it. But and don't make it awkward.
Yeah.
Like where you have to go into certain places that you really shouldn't be in or whatever,
Yeah.
like certain restaurants or whatever.
Not
so.
supposed to be in a certain restaurant?
Well, for, a youth group,
Yeah.
younger, they
You don't
shouldn't
want
be.
them to go get tacos?
No, they can get tacos all day.
How about the donuts?
They can get donuts all day.
Okay.
They can get coffee all day.
Okay, just don't jump in the river.
Rob and Liz,
His morning crew.
Well, next time you're visiting a friend's house and you open up the bathroom and you see that on the porcelain bowl there is a cow. I'm talking cattle. A cow. Udders. Everything. A cow on the porcelain bowl. Don't be surprised or shocked. Because they are potty training cows now. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. Seriously, they're potty training cows.
They are, but I'd still be very, very shocked if I walked into a friend of mine's house and, there
And
was
saw a cow using
on
the potty?
A little bit.
Yeah, just kind of looking at you going, why are you disturbing me? I got
Could you
toilet
shut
paper.
The door?
Yeah, please shut the
Yeah.
door. Little privacy here. I'm a cow.
But they are potty training just as a research project, I guess. But they say that they're learning about like a toddler would.
Yeah.
That is very
But quicker.
surprising.
Quicker,
little
a lot quicker. And here's what they're doing. They're not going on a porcelain bowl.
No.
They have their little area.
They do.
That they go in.
It's not in the house.
Yeah, and how they're training basically is they go to the area, they do their business, and then they get food.
They get a treat.
They get a treat. It's like, wow, the Snickers wasn't working for my kids, but it is for the cows.
When we potty trained, we always use little treats.
Yeah.
If you do the right
Little-
thing.
If you do the right thing, you get little M&Ms there. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. You went there.
I know.
So you just threw it up and I spiked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're doing this with cows. And here's the big thing. This is in the UK. The big thing they're saying is that when the cows go, out in the field,
Yeah.
it's pretty toxic for, some of the pasture.
Right. The vegetation.
And stuff like that. And so they want them to go in certain areas. And
Right.
so they're training them to do this. And it seems to be working.
And I think if it works and it helps the environment, more power to you.
Yeah. And that'll make your milk taste much better.